What's up with it? You watching the Bank Bomber TV. Yeah, we about to check out this video from the YouTube channel Culture Spill. And the title is Tamar, Braxton exposed Toni bankruptcy. Married Birdman for the money. Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. Toni Braxton, super legendary, man. She been making hits ever since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, man, I thought she would have been looking super old by now, but yeah, man, she's still looking decent, man, for real, though. She still can get the wiggly, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I seen a few pictures of her with like Birdman, and she really don't be looking like she like super happy with him or nothing, you know what I'm saying? It somewhat kind of seem a little forced, and she be kind of looking somewhat embarrassed or something, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, Birdman definitely is a crazy look for somebody like Toni Braxton. But yeah, man, I ain't judging though, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, Birdman still be moving like a youngin' though, man. He be having all kind of dudes around him, man, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't be surprised if they all live with him or something like the Brady Bunch. I ain't gonna lie, with Birdman past kissing this artists and stuff like that, man, I don't know what Toni be thinking when she be kissing him damn near, you know what I'm saying? Toni kissed Birdman, she possibly kissing him with multiple other man germs on his lips or something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, they say they got that from like the mob or something, but yeah, I ain't never seen the mob kissing dudes on the lips though. But yeah, man, I ain't dissing Birdman, I'm just saying though. But yeah, man, I haven't checked out the video, don't completely know what they talking about, but let's check it out and see what they talking about.
Mommy and daddy's divorced, and a divorced mom pretty much got nothing. I'm not going to leave my mom by herself. So I'm going to make sure my mother's taken care of. None of my siblings have helped me take care of my mother to make sure she was okay, except for Tamar. No one said, this is
before Vincent.
Before Vincent. Mommy's car insurance is due. Let's help Toni with mommy car insurance.
Or Tamar needs a car.
Normally, I would never have a conversation with Trina or any of my sisters about helping out financially with my mom. But because I'm so stressed in that category, I needed to let her know what I felt.
Honey, if there's one thing we figured out about the Braxtons a long time ago, it's that Toni literally carried the entire family on her back financially, and it drained the life out of her. Who knows? Maybe there's even a relation between the stress she was under and the autoimmune disease she has.
Really speaking to me, upset with me. I was told the devil was breaking up our family, the devil was raging. So it was a bad thing. My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, Toni, you know, when you make it, you can help us come on. So I always tried to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life. And I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody. But since we've been doing this show, I've been saying it.
Well, allegedly.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And I think she like so legendary until she shouldn't even have no financial problems, man, for real though. I don't know if the family like just straight up draining her to that point, or she got like played on some record deal or something. Yeah, like I was saying, man, Toni been making music since I was a kid. She definitely got some big records, man. Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy for her to have some financial problems for real.
Tamar has been talking about how heavily the situation weighed down on Toni, and she actually feels sorry for her sister who had to file for bankruptcy not once but twice.
People don't understand. My second bankruptcy is because I was sick. I have lupus, and my show in Vegas got canceled.
And the insurance wouldn't cover it.
The insurance didn't cover it, so I had to pay myself.
Yeah.
And so
that's a lot. That was a lot of money.
It's a lot of money to put up a show. People don't understand us. If you see a concert, you see the lights, you see the band on stage, the artist pays for all that. The hotel rooms, the salary. So then you have nothing left over.
But was it that bad that she married Birdman and filed for divorce after 2 days just to get a big payday? Because, baby,
Man.
That's what the streets are saying. And we're going to be talking all about that tea. Okay, what a
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I heard about that, but I ain't know it was true. She really divorced him after 2 days, man. Yeah, if you know something about that, let me know in the comments.
lot of people may not be aware of is that while Toni is literally the living legend, she was barely making enough money to take care of herself, let alone her entire family. What was happening at the peak of her career was that despite all of her success, which included generating more than $170 million in record sales for her record label, Toni Braxton filed for bankruptcy more than than once. And what she said was that while she was generating millions for her record label, Arista LaFace, she was basically making peanuts. And we are talking about someone with several Grammys to her name and 70 million albums sold. Okay, Toni actually started singing with her sisters, the Braxtons, in the late 80s, then signed for a solo album, Toni Braxton, released in 1993. And it was an instant hit, climbing to #1 on the Billboard 200 and moving 10 million copies. The standout singles, Breathe Again and Another Sad Love Song, also helped power the album, whose producers included Babyface and Antonio L.A. Reid. Toni then followed up her debut with another successful album, Secrets, which included the smash Unbreak My Heart. The single sold 10 million copies worldwide, ranking as one of the top singles ever released. Basically, we are talking about a powerhouse who was sadly being totally mistreated and exploited by her record label.
Yeah, man, she definitely had to get played by her record label because them was some big albums, man. To the point those records still come on the radio, like for real though. You can go get in the car right now, turn on the radio, and it's a possibility that one of her songs will come on for real though. Yeah, man, it's crazy. A lot of super legendary people that got played by the music industry.
Child, if they could do this to Toni Braxton, could you imagine what other lesser known artists actually go through with these record labels? Anywho, Toni ended up filing a lawsuit against her label, and in January 1988, Toni also filed for bankruptcy. Then later, she revealed that she declared bankruptcy due to recording contract issues that amounted to her receiving less than $2,000 in royalties and having to reimburse her record label for clothes, travel, studio time, and music video costs. Her situation was so bad that at one point, Toni was accused of fraudulently transferring like $53K to her ex-husband, Kerry Lewis, in order to avoid paying back creditors in her bankruptcy case. So Toni also filed for bankruptcy again in 2010, but this time it was because she was diagnosed with microvascular angina and then lupus, which forced her to cancel her lucrative Las Vegas contract. Other than this, she was also having issues in 2019 when the Internal Revenue Service filed a first lien against her on December 4th. The lien stated that Toni owed a total of $340,252.99 in back taxes for 2017. Days later, the state of California Franchise Tax Board also hit her with a tax lien of their own over $116,154.64 for money owed, bringing the total to nearly $500,000 in back taxes. The thing is, while Toni was going through all these financial issues, she was still the one taking care of the entire family. She even revealed that while she was the one taking care of things financially, Trina and Tawanda demanded that they be paid for working for her, while Tamar, who was helping with the bills, was not asking for anything. And it's not that she wanted her sisters to work for free, by the way. It's only that she expected that because she was paying them, they would at least have the courtesy to take care of their mom and some things around the house, but they never lifted a finger.
I kind of think it's mine a little bit. A little bit.
And then on top of that, when you get shows, you still charge her. I don't charge her. When the last time have I charged you for a show?
Tamar
It's been
hasn't charged me
years.
for a show for years. My sister Tamar never charges me to do background singing for me. My sister Trina does. My sister Tawanda, she's an executive assistant. That makes sense for her to get a salary. I just wish every situation was not about Toni's savings and loans.
I have never charged Toni. And what I'm saying is it pissed me off. When I saw that you and Tawanda get paid, I was pissed off.
Basically, all these
Man, that's crazy. But yeah, man, I'm not sure she like transparent with her money issues, you know what I'm saying? I think if she was more transparent about it, maybe the sisters would step in for a while and do this and that for free. So yeah, man, I'm not sure she been keeping her money issues on the low or they know about it, you know what I'm saying? If they know about it and they're still trying to charge her for this and that, that's cold. But then if they don't know about it, man, they just don't know, you know what I mean?
These responsibilities drained the life out of her. And the only person who cared enough to try and help was Tamar. Yes, I know there's been a lot of drama involving Tamar with the rest of the family, but y'all will actually be surprised to learn that at least she tried to help Toni run things around the house. Now about Birdman. These two were rumored to be in a relationship sometime in 2016. And in an interview with People in 2018, Toni revealed how long they had been friends and how she never expected a romantic relationship. She said, "He's been my bestie for like 15 or 16 years. He has come to my baby showers, my plays, my shows. I never thought we would be dating or getting married. It's comforting to have someone tell you it's okay to be ill and that you don't have to be Wonder Woman at all times. Every day I had a show, he came. Every night he would ask me, 'Are you okay? Are you good?' I said, 'Oh my God, he's such a great guy.' When Birdman finally made his move, he told me he always liked me. And I was like, 'You never told me.' And he's like, 'Well, you were married.' He said, 'I was always digging on you.'" In the same interview, Toni also said that although battling a disease that involves the constant threat of blood clots and pulmonary embolisms, which can be mentally, physically, and emotionally draining, she never had to fake the state of her lupus around Birdman because he always understood. She added, "I can get on television when I'm having a terrible day and tell them it's a good day. And he'll say, 'No, it's not. I can tell.' I've always had issues dating because I was ashamed to have lupus and felt like no one would want to take care of a woman with lupus. I was insecure. With him, I can be comfortable with a little hat or scully on with some lipstick and mascara, but I can just let my hair down a little bit and that feels great." Well, Birdman.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. That's why you gotta watch dudes that's trying to be friends with your girlfriend. You know what I mean? They talk about Birdman been around since she was married. He done went to the kids' baby showers and everything. So yeah, man, that's borderline a little weird, a little bit. Yeah, man, y'all dudes out there with girlfriends that got guy friends, man, y'all better watch them dudes, man, for real.
And did eventually propose. And Toni even captioned photos from the moment a couple minutes before we got engaged, then 24 hours after. One photo featured the couple taking a selfie, and the other found them hugged up with Toni's new rock on prominent display. Around that time, Birdman also spoke to Wendy Williams and gushed over Toni, telling Wendy that Toni was his love, his soldier, his life, his everything, and he loved her to death.
Are you guys a couple?
Well, T, that's my girl, my friend, my family.
Do you have sex?
That's my love, my soldier, my life. She my everything, and I trust.
Because you bought her a Bentley truck.
Yes.
So the implication is that's your girlfriend.
She my life. I love her to death.
Toni actually also spoke about the engagement, and she said they almost had a date for the wedding. In fact, 2 dates, but they were doing Braxton family values, and they were going through a little drama. And she was like, "The wedding is a good thing to get all the sisters together." Unfortunately, she couldn't get them all together.
But there's no date.
There's no date. We almost had a date. Well, we had 2 dates, but we were doing Braxton family values, and we were going through a little drama. And I was like, okay, the wedding is a good thing to get all the sisters together. Yeah, but I couldn't get us all together. And I said, the wedding's not a good reason because it's messing up my relationship a little bit. He's like, come on, Michelle, set a date. I know.
That's what he calls you?
Calls me Michelle. Doesn't call me Toni at all. That's my middle name, Toni Michelle.
Yeah. Set a date.
He said before the year's out. So I have, what, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah.
So he's 45, you're 51.
He's 49.
49.
Regardless, Toni also talked about how excited she was to get married when she said, "This is my second wedding and I'm over 40. It's like Carrie Bradshaw, the last bride over 40. So I want something that's elegant and a little sexy. I've already done the beautiful belle dress at my first wedding. This time, I want something that's more vintage, 20s and 30s, like Great Gatsby themed." As for her groom's must list, Toni said, he wants macaroni and cheese. I said, "Can we have macaroni and cheese balls to keep it pretty?" Toni also said she would let Birdman have his say about the location, adding he wants to get married in California. We talked about Atlanta, but he said no because he didn't want any remnants of my first wedding. Well, the wedding never actually happened, and Toni said they kept pushing the date because of her work commitments. But a lot of people said that she was only giving excuses because if she wanted to marry Birdman, she would have made it happen. Remember, shortly after this is when Toni said she lost her $1 million engagement ring to apparent theft after leaving it in her checked luggage. And this whole situation was just super fishy. Then the next thing we knew, the two broke up in 2019. And at the time, Birdman wrote a solitary and cryptic "It's over" caption on his Instagram.
Man, that's crazy, man. I wonder if one of them dudes, Birdman, be keeping around winning Tony bag or something, you know what I mean? Could have been an insurance fraud or something, man. I don't know, man. And maybe she left Birdman to make it look good or something. I ain't gonna lie, when Birdman was talking about her to Wendy Williams, man, he looked like he was floating on a cloud, man. I don't think I ever seen Birdman so happy. Yeah, man, he definitely looked super happy for real, though.
And then proceeded to delete every picture of Toni from his account. On the other hand, Toni Toni posted a pic of herself in a red gown and wrote in the caption, "Starting a new chapter isn't always an easy choice, but always choose to be chosen. Cheers to a new year." Now imagine the shock on people's faces when they found out that Toni and Birdman actually did get married and then separated after 2 days. Based on court documents, Toni and Birdman used only their initials, TB and BW, and while they probably hoped the details would remain a secret, it didn't take much to realize that the documents were about Toni and Birdman. As per the court documents, Toni and Birdman secretly married on August 8th, and it says that they separated on August 10th. Then Toni filed for divorce 2 weeks later, and in the docs, Toni and her attorney called the marriage irretrievably broken. But even though they separated just 2 days after getting married, Toni dismissed the divorce petition in January 2025, and Birdman signed off on that too, which means they could still be legally married. I mean, it was still confusing for a lot of people. And then the news broke that there were actually speculations that Toni only got married to Birdman for the money. Personally, I don't know how true that is, but I could see why people would imagine that, given Toni's financial troubles. Actually, word on the street is that Toni has never recovered financially, and based on reports, Tamar is still the only one trying to step up and help like she always did. Yes, it's super sus that she separated from Birdman literally 2 days after getting married, but do you think that she would actually marry for money? I would love to know your thoughts on this. And while at it, let me know what you think about how Toni literally carried her entire family on her back in the comments section.
Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. 2 days later, divorce. I don't know if she was in it for the money. Can she even get paid for a marriage that only lasted like 2 days? Man, I don't know. Yeah, if she could get paid from that, man, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. She don't look genuinely happy with Birdman, though, because it's like pictures with her with Birdman, and like that smile don't seem genuine. You know what I mean? Like his smile, like he's super happy looking. You know what I mean? Then she just got like a dry little smile, but then she got other pictures with other people like her sisters and stuff, and she like smiling super hard. You know what I mean? But yeah, personally, man, I think she really ain't like Birdman like that, possibly. And yeah, man, Birdman definitely be having a lot of dudes around, man. He kind of like a little too old for his type of entourage a little bit. But yeah, man, I don't know what happened with that relationship though, man. Like Birdman couldn't get it up or something. I don't know, man. They should have popped the Viagra or something if that was the problem. You know what I mean? I don't know what the problem was, but man, 2 days is crazy. I think them being friends for so long before they even got together is kind of crazy too. You know what I'm saying? And Birdman talking about, I always been feeling you, always like you. But she was married though, so you seeing her with her husband and everything is still fantasizing about her, man. Cold dude, man, for real though, man. Watch them dudes that's acting like they your girlfriend friend, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. You watching the Babe Mama TV. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Until next time. All right.